Welcome to the Adonic Goods podcast. So, to start the year, I have a two-part series. In this series, we'll be talking about new beginnings. We're in a new year now. It's 2023, and I wanted to share a new beginning with you, my invisible audience. So, my story of new beginnings was the start of the new year last year, 2022. Just come out of the pandemic, out of lockdowns. I was vaping e-cigarettes, and I was living a pretty unhealthy lifestyle for a while there. Not getting much exercise. I had low vitamin D because I wasn't going outside a lot. And I've always been a member of a gym for quite a few years, but I have never used it to what I should be. So I went back to the gym in January last year. I had no New Year's resolutions. I don't believe in New Year's resolutions. I believe in goals and getting stuff done. Anyway, there was this deal at the gym, 5 sessions for, let's say, I don't know the exact price now, but it was about $200. I thought it's a good deal. I need a personal trainer. I need to get back into shape. So I bought the package, and about a week later, I met my new trainer. I was only planning to do the 5 sessions, but I felt so good after these sessions that I kept it going all year. And I was a heavy user of vapes. In February, about a month into my training, I thought, what am I doing? Why am I using these vapes? I'm going to just make myself unhealthy. So what I did was I joined a quit smoking program, pretty much like a guinea pig, but I've had good results with this program in the past, so I decided to go back with TrueQuit. And in April, I got my treatment, the laser treatment, done. We also learned a technique as well. 1st of April was my quit day. Haven't looked back. And I tell you, I was someone that could not get away from an e-cigarette. A long time ago, I used to smoke cigarettes as well, and I used to be very addicted to smoking too. Now, this is where things get interesting. This technique that I learned to give up smoking, I also found it useful for other things as well. And it's just been a year of change and self-improvement. Around the same time when I was getting this done, I actually got my teeth whitened as well. Unfortunately, I don't like that anymore, but so quite a few little improvements there. And I started going to gym regularly, started getting healthy. We went on a holiday around Easter last year. I would not have been able to survive that if I hadn't made these few little changes. But the amazing part is that I'm free from that addiction that used to keep me chained outside, chained to batteries, chained to this machine. And if it broke, I'd go and get fight or flight. But that's beside the point. What we're talking about today is new beginnings. So what I'm actually saying is little things can lead on to bigger things. So one little change and slowly everything will just come into line. This is only half the story that I'm talking about here. So we went through the year and things were a little bit better. My resting heart rate had gone down. I was regularly going to the gym, even without the trainer, but the trainer gave me some support to actually go to the gym. So I was actually getting my money's worth out of the gym as well, which was quite good, and I'm feeling really good now. So there were struggles with quitting the vape, and I had a good support group behind me to quit. Now, why am I talking about this? We have just started a new year, and without having New Year's resolutions, without putting yourself under pressure, what I suggest to get those goals, start out small. Just think of something that you could do to improve your life and make that change start. For me, there was a hidden problem with the gym. The hidden problem was I wasn't using the gym as much as I should be, and I was paying for it. The other problem was I was unhealthy. And to some extent, I may still be a little bit unhealthy here and there. But yeah, we've just finished 2022 now, and I will talk a little bit more about some of the events of 2022 in part 2 of this episode. But what I'm wanting you to do is actually work out what your hidden problem is that you want fixed, or write down a problem and then break that problem down a bit more. If it looks unachievable, make the step a little bit smaller, or find an aid like I did with the personal trainer. Now, I only found this out by chance because I was in the right place at the right time, and they had a promotion going. But sometimes life directs you to those things. You're just directed there by the higher beings or whatever. That could be God, the universe, whatever. But the thing is, you've got to be listening and you've got to keep your eyes open. There's always signs. I, for one, have been getting signs all year in 2022. I do delve a little bit more into that in the second half of this video. Now, a few things I want to talk about with this personal trainer. He was unique because if you gave me something too hard to do at the gym, I would not do it on my days off, on my off days. But what was unique about him was on the first day he said, do this breathing exercise while you're doing a plank. And I found the plank awfully painful before. But when I was doing his exercise that he gave me, we called the foggy mirror and the avoid the knife, which is basically chest proud. Those two I never forget, and that's what got me started. And I'm like, wow, I need to keep going to this personal trainer. He's made training not feel like a chore, and I had motivation to go into the gym and keep working out because of that. And still, if you're watching, thank you. You got me started on the track. of getting fit. And he also taught me some other stuff as well. I learned about journaling and meditation and getting those thoughts down on paper and getting them out of my mind. I think that's also another important thing you need to do. You need to not only train your physical body and keep practicing, you need to get your mind fit. I do talk about this later on in episodes down the track a bit more. But it does help. And having goals, once you've worked out your problems and you start going through them, having those goals written down and achievable. What they usually talk about is SMART goals. So specific. A big goal. Just wait. So specific. The goal should be very precise. There's no room for misinterpretation. It should be measurable so you can easily keep track of it, and achievable. So this is one thing that recently I've been trying to keep to, making achievable goals, not making outlandish or unrealistic expectations for yourself or others, and keeping it relevant. Is it relevant for your overarching goals? Now, time bound. You can have a time bound on it. For me, that for personal goals, for me, that is not so important at the moment. But I guess in some ways you should have a time bound goal. Yeah, the reason I'm saying that is, for example, if I just record all these podcasts episodes and just did nothing with them, I didn't have some sort of time frame on them to put them out, it'd never happen. So I guess, yeah, time specific is important. So that leads us into the next episode, the next part of this, which I'll be talking a little bit more about what 2022 was like for me. More of the second half of the year we'll be talking about. So we go up to July, where I finished the True Quit program and have a bit of a reflex with the cravings. In the second half of the year, just things do get a bit hairy. But life is a roller coaster. You're going to start off with the new beginning of 2023. You're going to go up and down, up and down, up and down. And you just got to get back on the bandwagon and just keep going. That's the big lesson of 2022 for me. And you will see at the end of the second part of this video, of this episode, that you'll see in the second part of this video that I conquer some stuff, and I learned some new stuff about myself. And that's really, at the end of the day, if you look back on a year, reflect, what did I learn last year? If you have a couple of things to say that you achieved and that you learnt, and That's a great thing, you know. Yeah. All right. So I'm going to keep this, as I'm keeping this one short today. I hope you've enjoyed this. We will see you in part 2 of this, of the new beginnings. Thank you. We'll see you soon.